Yep. Ignoring people.
Were killed in a suburb of Haiti over the weekend after a gang opened fire on a church-led protest. Hundreds of demonstrators gathered to rally against gang violence when gunshots erupted. Authorities with the Center for Analysis and Research in Human Rights say multiple people were injured in the shooting and several are believed to have been abducted.
The Democratic Republic of Congo's ruling party, the Union for Democracy and Social Progress, confirming President Felix Tshisekedi is seeking re-election. Tshisekedi has remained in power since January of 2019 and had earlier confirmed that he'd be running for re-election. For the national legislative elections alone, there are 500 available seats. For the provincial legislative elections, the party is proposing candidates in all constituencies. Tshisekedi will face several candidates, including Maurice Katumbi, in December. The traditional festival of Ashenda in Addis Ababa celebrated for the first time since 2020 in the heart of Ethiopia's capital. Women dancing while brandishing a flag adorned with the insignia of the war-torn Tigray region. The two-year conflict against the Tigray People's Liberation Front sparking widespread abuses, including rapes and arbitrary mass detentions of ethnic Tigrayans. A peace accord signed last November raised nervous optimism throughout the community. More on the Jacksonville mass shooting is coming up next. I'm Terry McCready along with Kevin Brown on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Time now for traffic and weather.
On the Bay Area's BIN 910.
Still have that grass fire burning east of Hercules and on eastbound Highway 4. The left lane is blocked because of that fire. This has traffic backed up to Sycamore.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
At least a half-hour delay for you. It's also affecting the westbound lanes of Highway 4. All traffic is stopped at McEwen Road because of this fire. We will continue to keep an eye on that. Also in Alamo, we're just now getting word of an accident southbound 680 near LaPorta Road. 2 cars involved here. Fire crews are now on scene. They have the right lane blocked. In Fairfield, we have a stall on eastbound 80 approaching Red Top Road. Was a pickup truck that was on fire. They got that fire extinguished, but the right lane is still blocked. We'll have clear skies overnight, lows in the 50s, sunny and hot inland tomorrow. With Bay Area traffic and weather, I'm Ricky Batiste on the Black Information Network, BIN.
This is America's Black Voice.
The Black Information
The
Network.
Bay Area's BIN 910.
I'm Natasha Williams on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco's BIN 910.
Of course, you don't see her there. She's a little more comfortable with this, though.
African-American Simone Biles now holds the record for the most titles won by an American gymnast. With her victory Sunday at the 2023 U.S. Gymnastics Championships in San Jose, California, Biles broke a tie with Alfred Joe Chim, who competed 8 decades ago, staking a move that bears her name.
I thought he said black players, like everybody else here.
Biles hasn't said if she aims to compete in the 2024 Olympics. A Sacramento woman who moved to Maui 3 months ago to start a new life has lost everything in a fire. African-American 24-year-old Tina Washington, along with her partner, had very little warning and made it out of their house with just what they were carrying. They were stuck on a crowded exit road leading away from the area and barely made it out. Her partner's family were not so lucky and perished in the fire. They were later found in their car. Washington and her partner are trying to come up with a plan after October 1st when their temporary housing goes away. Washington's father has set up a GoFundMe for his daughter. And no arrest yet in the shooting death of a young mother in Contra Costa County. Deputies say they were called to an area in Rodeo late Sunday and found the young woman with a gunshot wound. She died at the scene. Witnesses say the woman was sitting in a car when the shooting took place. Police are trying to determine if the victim was targeted. And more arrests could be coming after hundreds of juveniles broke into fights around Emeryville. Police say people were called to an area near the AMC Theater on Bay and Shellmount Street for a meetup in social media. Large crowds broke into groups and numerous fights broke out. Someone fired a gun in the area, but no one reportedly was hit by the gunfire. One person was stabbed and one juvenile was taken into custody during the melee. Many of those who were in the area ultimately fled to other parts of the city. And in other news, whoever organized San Francisco much anticipated Doom Loop tour is still a big unknown. The Blight and Squalor walking tour of downtown's open-air drug markets never happened after whoever planned the event didn't show up. Dozens of people lined up Saturday not realizing the event had been canceled less than 24 hours before it was set to begin. The San Francisco Chronicle reports that some of the people who paid $30 per person for the walking tour got an email notification which identified a person with Alex Ludlum's email address as the organizer. Ludlum serves on the City Commission on Community Investment and Infrastructure. Ludlum has not been reached for comment. And that's a look at what's going on in the Bay Area. For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the Black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com. I'm Natasha Williams on your home for 24/7 news, San Francisco's BIN 910.
From police brutality to COVID-19 to voter suppression, the NAACP is working to disrupt inequality and accelerate change in our communities. Find out how you can get involved at NAACP.org. The biggest Black news every 30 minutes.
The Bay Area's BIN 910. Warm weather brought on wildfires in Canada, putting a third of Americans in the Northeast under heavy smoke conditions. With the wet winter and new grassy fuel, this could mean more wildfires throughout the summer.
Direct Relief, the nonprofit focused on improving health in hard-pressed communities, is there to help during wildfire season. Direct Relief provides emergency shipments of N95 masks and critical medicines often requested during wildfires, like asthma medications and medicines for chronic diseases needed during evacuation. Learn more at directrelief.org.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with John Legend to find out which artist in music today inspires him most.
Well, I'm a big fan of Frank Ocean's album, Channel Orange. I think it's a beautiful album, and it was inspiring as an artist to see someone with that level of creativity and virtuosity when it comes to his lyrics and his writing ability. I just felt like that was an inspiring album for me. It's just exciting to see him blossom as an artist.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more of John Legend and all your favorite artists.
Speak out about what's happening in your community. Call the Black Information Network hotline at 855-500-9BIN.
Telling your story.
Shania Muhammad, 16-year-old Black girl, has shattered the norm by becoming America's youngest full-time salaried teacher.
Because it's our story.
Floyd, the former leader of Black Voices for Trump, did not have money for bail on a 24/7 news network.
What you're doing here is not about education. This is political theater made for and by the Black community.
This is the Black Information Network.
The Bay Area's BIN 910 and on the iHeartRadio app.
Bundling and saving with Geico is an easy choice. So you're trying to answer life's big questions, like what's the best animal in the world that's not human?
I strongly consider ducks to be somewhere up there on the list. Think about it. Ducks can swim, ducks can fly, and ducks can walk on land. They have access to all terrain. They are the ultimate animal. And they move their butts when they walk.
Bundling and saving with Geico. It's an easy choice.
I'm Bill Andrew Quinn with another essential Black film. A Day in the Life of a Chicago barbershop is the basic plot of 2003's Barbershop. Ice Cube is Calvin, the owner who wants to sell the place, and does. But he learns how valuable his barbershop is to the neighborhood and does everything he can to buy the shop back. The movie, revered for demonstrating the importance of community, inspired several sequels, a spin-off, and a TV series. Also featuring Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson, Barbershop is another essential Black film. I'm Bill Andrew Quinn on the Black Information Network.
The source for Black news.
The Black Information Network.
The opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints expressed in this commentary are those of the author and do not necessarily represent those of BIN and its founding partners and employees. Now it's time to bring the funk with Roland S. Martin.
The mugshot now seen around the world of Donald Trump in Fulton County has been talked about and dissected. On Thursday, he became the first former president ever to be booked into a jail facility, fingerprinted, and a mugshot taken. Why? Because he chose to lead a criminal effort to overturn the 2020 election. This is who he is. The reason Bonnie Willis, the DA in Fulton County, hit him on RICO charges, because frankly, he was leading a criminal enterprise. And there's no way around this. What folks need to understand is that there are people in this country, Republicans, who have no problem with this. In fact, Donald Trump was about being a grifter, is already selling merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, other items with his mugshot on it, because it's all a grift. Because he's not a real billionaire. The man couldn't even put up his own money for his bond. He literally went to a bail bond because he didn't have $200,000. Folks understand what's going on here. Donald Trump is a Neanderthal. Donald Trump is an idiot. Donald Trump literally has no business anywhere near the Oval Office. But we must understand that there are people who have no problem thugging cheap being back in the Oval Office. And so if you think these people are not going to vote for him, you must be out of your mind. This man must be stopped by the courts and at the ballot box. I'm Roland Martin on the Black Information Network.
Black news you need every 30 minutes on the Black Information Network. Bay Area, BIN 910.
Here's what's trending on the Black Information Network. A new study says air pollution is the greatest external threat to public health. A study found air pollution to be a bigger threat to a person's health than smoking or alcohol. That's what's trending on the Black Information Network.
Sports on the Black Information Network.
In NFL news, the Houston Texans are parting ways with a pair of veteran defenders. ESPN reports that Houston is releasing cornerback Desmond King II and linebacker Christian Kirksey. King started in 25 games for the Texans over the past 2 seasons, amassing 182 tackles and 5 interceptions. Kirksey was a team captain last season and finished the year with 124 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 passes defended, and a pair of interceptions. The 30-year-old linebacker missed most of training camp with a hamstring injury. His release will save Houston $5.2 million. Meanwhile, a defensive end on the Philadelphia Eagles is eyeing a possible move before the season starts. ESPN reports Derek Barnett is gauging the market for trade suitors. The Eagles are planning to keep Barnett, but understand his playing time could be limited. The 27-year-old is part of a group that features Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, and Nolan Smith. Barnett was originally selected 14th overall in the 2017 draft and has 21.5 sacks over 6 seasons in Philly. In other Eagles news, the team is giving a lifeline to a suspended defensive back. Philadelphia signed Isaiah Rodgers on Monday. The former Indianapolis Colts quarterback was released in June after he was suspended indefinitely for violating the NFL's gambling policy. The 25-year-old said he took full responsibility for his actions. Philly placed Rodgers on the third suspended list, and he can petition for reinstatement after the season ends. Sports at 14 and 44 minutes past each hour. I'm Marty Wood on the Black.
With another bet you didn't know music fact. We all know this song. That's Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, recorded in 1970. It's a song about war, racism, and things African Americans were going through at that time. Now, on background vocals of this song, the legendary Detroit Lions, Slim Barry and Mel Farr. After he recorded the song, Gaye told Barry and Farr he wanted to try out for the Detroit Lions. Because Lions coach Jim Schmidt was a fan of Marvin, he agreed to take the meeting, but when he found out he had never played football, not even in high school, he said no to try. Marvin never got to give us classic football moves. He left us with a legacy of songs. I'm Bill Black, and that's another Bet You Didn't Know music fact on the Black Information Network.
Our news, available anywhere. Tell your smart device to play the Black Information Network on iHeartRadio.
Entertainment news on the Black Information Network. EGOT actress Viola Davis is speaking out about the racially motivated shooting in Jacksonville, Florida. On Saturday, a white gunman opened fire on a Dollar General and killed 3 black people. Under a video posted on Instagram where the Jacksonville sheriff is talking about the shooting, Davis wrote, "We have a very, very big problem. And unless we admit we have one and excavate the root of it, we can expect more of the above. The How to Get Away with Murder actress went on to say, and please do not say this is an isolated incident. It's the equivalent of saying slavery was beneficial to us because it taught us skills, or we need guns to protect us from XYZ, or Amanda Gorman's inaugural speech is divisive. Davis added, it's being born from the same disease cell called racism. We need to call it out and destroy it and replace it with a system of justice, or it will continue to destroy us. Elsewhere in entertainment news, actress Lupita Nyong'o is honoring the 3rd anniversary of Chadwick Boseman's death. She posted a black and white photo on Instagram of the Black Panther star and wrote, 3 years ago today, I experienced a singular pain at the news of his death. The confusion was so profound that it took months to trust the feeling of joy again. She went on to say, death is hard to understand, maybe even harder to accept. But the love generated from the life he lived will fuel every anniversary marking his absence. Boseman is set to be posthumously honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame next year. He died of colon cancer at 43. With the latest in entertainment, I'm Morgan Wood on the Black.
Time now for traffic and weather.
On the Bay Area's BIN 910.
Still have that grass fire burning east of Hercules, and on eastbound Highway 4, the left lane is blocked because of that fire. This has traffic backed up to Sycamore. That's going to be at least a half-hour delay for you. It's also affecting the westbound lanes of Highway 4. All traffic is stopped at McEwen Road because of this fire. We will continue to keep an eye on that. Also in Alamo, we're just now getting word of an accident southbound 680 near Livorno Road. 2 cars involved here. Fire crews are now on scene. They have the right lane blocked. In Fairfield, we have a stall on eastbound 80 approaching Red Top Road. Was a pickup truck that was on fire. They got that fire extinguished, but the right lane is still blocked. We'll have clear skies overnight, lows in the 50s, sunny and hot inland tomorrow. With Bay Area traffic and weather, I'm Ricky Batiste on the Black Information Network.
Black journalism at work.
Because truth matters.
I'm John Marshall.
And I'm Bree Wood on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell emphasized the need for continued vigilance against inflation, hinting at potential future interest rates increases. Despite acknowledging progress, Powell noted that inflation remains uncomfortably high and signaled the possibility of further rate hikes. He stressed that the Federal Reserve would remain flexible and maintain restrictive policy until confident that inflation is sustainably moving towards its target. While acknowledging recent favorable data, Powell cautioned that sustained progress is essential and risks lie on both sides, allowing high inflation to persist or causing unnecessary harm to the economy.
More violence in America. A 16-year-old boy was killed and 4 others injured in a shooting at a high school football game in Choctaw, Oklahoma. According to CNN, the incident occurred during the 3rd quarter between Choctaw High School and Del City High School. The victim wasn't a student from either school. An argument between 2 males led to the shooting on the visitor side of the stadium. A 42-year-old man was critically wounded, and a woman and 2 female students sustained injuries while trying to flee. A Del City officer discharged his firearm, and the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation.
The principal and a teacher at a Florida school, Bunnell Elementary, are on leave after an assembly was held exclusively for 4th and 5th grade black students where collective performance improvement was discussed. Interim Superintendent LaShayka Moore, a black woman, spoke with CNN about the incident.
So why an assembly of this style was chosen, I'm not sure, but I am confident that that is likely going to come out.
The assembly used a presentation highlighting underperformance in standardized assessments over 3 years. The school district apologized and is investigating the incident. The superintendent acknowledged lack of malice, but stressed the importance of proper engagement with parents and guardians in student educational efforts. The assembly's approach, not meeting expectations, was criticized for not involving parents in advance.
And a severe heat wave in the central and southern U.S. will shift southward, potentially breaking records in Texas and southeastern states like Florida and the Carolinas. Houston, already experiencing its hottest summer, will see more heat. CNN reports over 3,600 daily high temperature records have been broken in 30 days, with heat indexes exceeding 130 degrees in some areas. The extreme heat will focus on Gulf of Mexico adjacent regions by next week.
And members of the Easton City, Pennsylvania Council are asking for the public's help in identifying people buried at a plot discovered beneath the city park. The city says the graves were discovered by an outside consultant who used ground-penetrating radar after Southside residents told them a cemetery was rumored to be at the park on Nescahoning Street.
Several of the bodies are believed to have been members of the Buffalo Soldiers. They were black members of Army regiments formed during the 19th century that served on the frontier. These regiments served until the Army was desegregated in the 1950s. The committee is also seeking further information and suggestions about what to do with the space, including potential memorials or shrines. I'm Doug Davis on the Black Information Network.
For more international, national, state, and local news impacting our black community, make sure you listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Black Information Network, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at BlackInfoNet. I'm John Marshall, along with Bree Wood, on your home for 24/7 News.
CVS has everything you may need to get all the fun out of that last bit of summer. From travel products and beauty needs to health services for Minute Clinic, so you won't miss a minute of the sunshine. Learn more at CVS.com.
Headlines every 30 minutes. Breaking news at once. The Bay Area's BIN 910.
Your money on the Black Information Network.
Mortgage rates are at a 22-year high. Rates recently soared to 7.23%. A year ago, the 30-year fixed rate in the U.S. was just over 5.5%. That's according to data from Freddie Mac. They have been above 6.5 all summer and have been creeping up since mid-July. Meanwhile, if you have ever been stuck in traffic on your way to and from work, you may be wondering just how much that commute to work actually costs. The Chamber of Commerce aimed to answer this very question and took the average commute time for workers in 170 of the most populous cities in the country. San Francisco had the costliest commute at just over $12,500 per year. New York City ranked 5th in the nation, costing commuters almost $11,000 per year. And finally, it is too soon to tell if a fire at the nation's third largest oil refinery or a hurricane will affect gas prices in Virginia and the rest of the country. The current national average for a gallon of gas is $3.81 per gallon. Money news at 24 and 54 minutes past each hour. I'm Nicole Deal on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Trusted Black News.
The Black Information Network.
Bay Area's BIN 910.
I'm Bree Wood.
And I'm John Marshall, on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Highlands Community College in Kansas has reached an agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice following an investigation into allegations of racial discrimination against black students.
According to the Kansas City Star, the college was accused of targeting black students for search and surveillance and disciplining them more harshly than their white peers, leading to their removal from campus housing or expulsion. The DOJ probe was initiated after the ACLU of Kansas filed a lawsuit on behalf of former students over the college's racially discriminatory treatment. The college has agreed to reform its disciplinary proceedings and review discipline data to ensure it is not discriminatory. I'm Carrie McCready on the Black Information Network.
On the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, congressional Democrats are attempting to revive a legislative effort to pass voter protections into law. NBC News reports Democratic Representative Nikema Williams, who was elected to the late civil rights leader John Lewis's seat in Georgia, has described this as one of the most comprehensive voting rights legislative packages in congressional history. The package includes 8 bills aimed at providing voter protections and accessibility for unhoused people, among other bills that have been previously introduced. However, this partisan effort is unlikely to pass in the divided Congress. Also in the news, a racially motivated shooting at a Dollar General store in Jacksonville, Florida, has sparked fear among some black Americans.
The shooter, a white man, targeted and killed 3 black people. An article from USA Today highlights how this incident has caused concern about the continuation of racially motivated attacks. The shooting is part of a series of attacks on black communities, including the killing of 10 black grocery shoppers in Buffalo, New York last year, and the murder of 9 churchgoers in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015. There are concerns that media attention and intense rhetoric may embolden more extremists. I'm Morgan Wood on the Black Information Network.
Please stay with Jacksonville, Florida, as we close out this hour of news. The aftermath of the deadly shooting that targeted black residents in a hate-motivated attack has the black community and the city as a whole coming together to cope with the tragedy. The Washington Post has spotlighted protests against racism and gun violence. Jacksonville residents marched Monday night to honor the victims and to denounce white supremacy. The event turned into a call for action with chants of Black Lives Matter echoing for blocks. The community's response highlights their resilience and unity during this difficult time. I'm Bree Wood, along with John Marshall, on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network. Now here's Mike Island with your Healthy Minutes.
According to the American Heart Association, 1 in 3 adults will